Hello, Wells Fargo golf fans. My name is Jim Abbey, and I'm your chef for the Wells Fargo Championship. I'm at home here in Charlotte, and so much missing the tournament this year, and working with my food service co-workers and all the many volunteers that serve you. This has always been the time of year to be out at Quail Hollow on the most amazing course and walking all of its beauty. I had the urge for the signature and most famous championships. So today I'm going to show you how we make these chips. My wife Cheryl is going to be doing the recording. So here are the signature championships. It's with the chips are all homemade. The dip is a homemade pimento cheese dip. And it's a great item on the course to walk around and just, enjoying the tournament. So this is actually a presentation for the family tonight watching Netflix. So let's get started. I have already washed and sanitized my workstation and thoroughly washed my hands. Sanitation and safety is #1 priority in our Compass Levy family culture. So we're going to start with the ingredients. So first is the potato, of course. Mr. Potato is the king. And I have several types of potatoes here. I have a sweet potato, a Yukon Gold, and I have a russet potato. The russet potato is the king of potato chips. It has tons of starch and sugars in them. And then next is the oil. You can use a vegetable oil, canola oil, even olive oil. I use canola oil, and that's what we use it for our chips throughout the course. Then I want to go over some technique of cooking the potato. Because we have, as I said, tons of starch and sugar in them, and we're going to try to get that out so we can have a nice crispy chip that's even cooked throughout the whole chip. So the first thing we do is we wash our potatoes, and then we slice them. And I use a mandolin. And they come out nice sliced. Look how fast that is. And then I have some nice fresh ice water here. And what that does is help loosen up the starch in the potato. And we're gonna, again, blanch these so we can completely get most of the starch out. How I do that, and this is so easy. I've got 2 quarts of water here. So every quart of water, we add 1 tablespoon of white distilled vinegar. And I have 2 quarts here, so I'll add that vinegar. And then I have a nice boil going. And I just take the potatoes and we blanch them. And you can see the starch already coming out of the potato. Look at that. And and then this pot here is, you can see how mucky it is full of starch from the chips that I've already fried off earlier today. And so it's amazing how much starch is in these potatoes. So here we're gonna cook these until the water comes back to a strong simmer. Once it comes to a strong simmer, they're done. I will move this bowl over. And it's important that it comes to a nice simmer. And it takes about 3-4 minutes based on the size of the pot you use. And then I just take off the water, put it on paper towels, and I let that cool. So, and I also, for the volume we use at the tournament, I actually cool these overnight in the refrigerator. And the nice thing about pre-blanching them is they don't turn color brown. They stay this nice, beautiful white color. So next, I'm going to fry the potatoes. You can use an air fryer, but if you use an air fryer, I recommend doing the same exact process of pre-blanching them. Again, I recommend that these cool for, half hour before you fry them. Make sure that all the water, as much as possible, is off them. Because when you add them to the fryer, you don't want that to sizzle over and start a fire, or you got to be really careful it doesn't sizzle over and burn yourself. So the temperature of the oil is 325. This is 370. But once you add the potatoes, the oil cools down very quick. Now, because that oil was a little hot, it's sizzling a lot, so I won't add all my potatoes. And that's going to cool down. You can see the temperature decreasing. And as it gets down below 325, you want to turn the temperature up higher. And they take about 7-8 minutes to cook. Here I have some fresh ones that I just fried, and then you can add any type of seasoning you like. You can add barbecue spice, you can make it or buy it at the grocery store. I like simple Texas Pete seasoning, nice and spicy on the chips. At Quail Hollow, we do it simple, a real light coating of fine sea salt. And my wife's favorite is the fine sea salt and fresh rosemary from our garden. Here's some beautiful rosemary from our garden. I lightly chopped that up, and I added the salt right here, and I muddled it so that the oils from the rosemary work into the salt. And that gives great flavor on every bite of the chip. And it just looks simple like that. And you can see the rosemary, and then you just sprinkle it right on the chip, mix it up, and there you go. I want to thank you very much for joining me today, and be safe and God bless.